Star Trek Lower Deck shenanigans?
Don't give me the Star Trek crap. It's too early in the morning.
I know. I'd rather talk about real Star Trek than New Trek any day. Hello, everyone. I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, still your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy, and why do I say New Trek is not Star Trek? Well, it is basically Star Trek in name only. It is Star Trek for marketing and branding purposes. It is to be treated as a commodity and a consumable, and not like something we actually care about or love or collect for years and years and years. Also, hey, real Star Trek animated, right back there, next to the real phaser and real tricorder and the real things that are really Star Trek, not whatever this is. That is what is trying to be passed as new Star Trek.
In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, you are the very model of a modern Major General.
No. And I know that all the marketing accounts are going to be like, oh, but Spock smiled in the cage. Yeah. You know what? Guess what? I don't want to hear about the cage. It was the unaired pilot. It was so bad. It didn't get picked up for series order. It is not officially Star Trek. It is only canon in the loosest sense. And if anybody is still continually trying to retcon and remake that, well, you know what? You might need a date with my writing crop. What are we talking about today now that I've gone off on a million tangents? Oh, we're talking about shenanigans going on with Lower Decks again. I'm shocked, not really. And you know what? Here's the thing with Lower Decks. I didn't even get to snap it in. The music's coming in before me. It's not Star Trek. It has nothing to do with Star Trek. It is in name only, as we keep saying. We need one more. Fire background. My snap's weak. That's because my hands are dry. Censoring YouTube reviews. Of course you are. I will let the theme music just play forever. Here we go. Cut the theme music. I keep saying this time and time again, and why do I say Star Trek in name only? Because that's all this really is. It is just a product to be consumed. It is a commodity. It is a brand to be marketed. It is nothing like Star Trek. It has nothing to do with Star Trek. It is closer to Rick and Morty, and that is the biggest problem with this. And every time I see somebody getting out there on social media, just trying to pick apart any criticism I have, it really makes me think that it is much more coordinated of a message. It was much more of a coordinated attempt to silence anybody trying to be critical, trying to state an opinion, trying to express exactly why this is not Star Trek, why this new garbage is just Star Trek in name only. It is just Star Trek to appeal to people who will buy anything that has Star Trek on it. This is only for people who have entire houses full of Star Trek just so that they can have a new thing to buy a product of, to have new uniforms to cosplay as, to have new phasers and tribbles and new ships to buy stuff of. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's all you really are into Star Trek for. You know, have fun with it. I'm happy you found something that you like and enjoy. For me, I like something a little bit deeper in Star Trek than a bunch of idiot Tilly ensigns going around singing about a blast shield that goes up and goes down, or firing phasers at each other while they're in the brig, while they're set to kill instead of stun. I want Star Trek to have a little bit more class and a little bit more dignity. And you know what? We already have the screw-up ship, and it's actually got a lot more heart and character and Star Trek to it than this, and it's called the Orville, and the Orville's amazing. So what are they doing here? CBS is censoring Star Trek Lower Decks YouTube reviews. This is according to Cosmic Book News here. Things are so bad in regards to the new Star Trek Lower Decks trailer that CBS All Access is actually censoring YouTubers who have reviewed the recently released footage. Now, I'm not going to confirm that they're actually censoring us, but I am seeing a lot of backlash on social media with people just out there trying to gatekeep the older fans out of this new whatever this is, right? They're trying to go in and silence anybody by picking apart any argument you have, so you just block and move on and stop talking about it. And that's clearly, in my opinion, have to be marketing accounts doing that, because why else would you sit on Twitter for days and days and days on end just arguing with people about the little minute details of Star Trek that have nothing to do with what actually is the problem, what people are actually complaining about. You know, you get on social media and you have 40 characters and maybe a picture that you can use to express whatever you're trying to get across. And the fact that I see people still in my thread days and days later make me really assume that they're probably paid to do so, because if they're not, then they're the saddest, most pathetic human garbage people that are out there who just want to sit there and argue like, oh yes, it's Star Trek though, yes it's I don't care anymore. I don't care if it's canon. It just means that Star Trek is bad now. Admitting anything is canon or admitting anything is what Star Trek is, and you know what, it's fine if they went a little experimental. That's what they did with Deep Space Nine and Voyager to a certain extent. They still had the writing, acting, spirit, and people behind the scenes to back that up. So, get over it. Come on. Not you guys, because you guys are awesome. Those people don't even watch my videos that I'm ranting about right now. No, they're too busy sitting there being paid or not paid to troll people all day constantly. Grace Randolph and that Star Wars girl both confirmed their videos reviewing the trailer for Lower Decks, the animated series, have been blocked by CBS, with no reason given other than it may contain copyrighted footage. Now, I got something to add to this and after I read this article, so definitely don't tune me out until then. I tried to react to the Star Trek Lower Decks trailer, but CBS All Access blocked it worldwide, tweeted Grace Randolph on Monday. Another Twitter user replied to Grace, "That's okay, it wasn't funny," which Grace agreed with. That's basically my reaction. So here's her tweet. Hours following the release of the trailer, CBS and YouTube also shut down the comments and dislikes after fans commented negatively about the video. I've done countless videos on that. I've got 2 videos reading the comments as well as showing how bad it got ratioed. We were actually up to about 1,000 more dislikes than likes before they disabled it. And that was kind of telling. And even the comment section, if you go through and you read some of the comments before they removed them and disabled them, were very fair, reasonable. They were not nearly as bad as some of the comments I get on my videos from people who are clearly paid just to troll and get rid of me or try and silence me, because why else would you sit there constantly for days on the same videos and the same accounts under your same handles, or continually keep making new ones to come back? Nobody, here's the thing. I didn't even comment on this because I figure, well, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're just going to remove my comment anyway, so why bother? I'm just going to block them anyway. So that's why I say they probably paid to market these things, because every time I block people, they come back constantly. That Star Wars girl went so far as to post a rebuttal video to CBS titled, "CBS violates the laws of fair use and blocks me worldwide," where she notes her Star Trek Lower Decks reviews didn't even get a chance to be published, but was blocked by CBS upon uploading to YouTube. And Anna says, also shout out to Anna, "So I was going to release my Star Trek trailer reaction video for the new animated series Lower Decks, but I had finished filming, finished editing, and finished uploading to YouTube. I set mine to unmonetized because CBS is really shady. I didn't want my video getting blocked or anything, but even with all the precautions that I took, it still got blocked. CBS blocked my video worldwide right before I was about to premiere it." That's probably about when they got the bots on there, or somebody decided to say, hey, flag this, here, you got to get your bots to look at this. And even if it's not monetized, they can still block it, even if your channel isn't monetized. As long as you're using enough footage of their video, they will still block this. As I previously noted, the Star Trek Lower Decks trailer shows the animated series to be a bastardized concept, of the franchise, which is a complete insult to not only all Star Trek fans, but the creators and actors as well. The franchise is rumored to be a complete disaster, with parent company Viacom CBS rumored to be attempting to fix things. Oh, I have not heard that they're attempting to fix anything. What I have heard is that Netflix does not want this. There is absolutely zero international distribution. Amazon does not want this. You have a channel in Canada that's airing this, and CBS All Access itself. This really feels like a show that they just rushed to get anything out there. They scraped up just enough money to make a handful of episodes, and now they have this. It is so poorly received, nobody wanted it. And I can even attest to that nobody was even excited preemptively for this. Here, I can speak. You guys are going to have to get me for that one. At the Star Trek Las Vegas panels for all of the new Trek, all of the modern day Trek, all of that stuff, that was shown Sunday for the most part. We had panels with the lower members of the bridge crew on Discovery, all the people that they never even bothered to give names to, like Lisa Left Eye and Mrs. T and LeBron and Not Sulu, all the people we had to rename because they didn't even bother to give them names on their freaking ship, because that's Star Trek. No, really, that's completely how Star Trek is. And that panel was pretty well packed, right? Then the room cleared out and everybody was silent. There was nothing. The whole auditorium, when the Lower Decks panel, was like, nothing. The only people who even got up to ask questions were two guys from Midnight's Edge, one person from Trek Yards, and then another person. And basically, nothing was even answered. Nobody had any interest for this. I was under the impression it was going to be a little closer to Red Dwarf than Star Trek, whatever this is, than Star Trek A Ship Full of Screaming Tillies, because that's what we got. We got an idiot 5-year-old singing about the blast shield going up and going down all the time. All right, not Star Trek. If I wanted Rick and Morty, I would watch Rick and Morty. I don't want whatever this is in my Star Trek. I expect a certain brand. I expect a certain product when you have a certain branding. It's like going to buy something that says 14 karat gold on it and to find it's just made of mud and twigs. And that's what this feels like. Star Trek should be the gold standard. I'm ranting too much about that. I apologize. I do have to talk a little bit about the copyright stuff. My video reaction is still up because I paused it before 7 seconds happened. I know that YouTube has this sort of rule where if you get flagged for copyright, they usually have to go in with a timestamp of what is copyrightable. And usually they'll give you a timestamp of from here to here, this is what's copyrightable. This is why I pause the videos if I react to them. This is why I talk over them. This is why I bring in a bunch of clips. This is why I transform it as much as I can. Because if I'm just sitting there watching the trailer from beginning to end, I would just assume that they're going to flag it for copyright because they've done it to me multiple times. I don't know why CBS can't just copyright claim it for monetization, saying, hey, you're using our stuff. The Bill and Ted trailer did that. They claimed that because, all right, sure, whatever. I used the whole video. I used the whole thing in that. I used the whole Bill and Ted 3 trailer. I'm assuming that all of the videos that are getting taken down used more than 7 seconds of footage at a time, used enough of it to where the bots would pick it out and detect it, and then be able to scan, oh, you used the entire thing. Now, for me, I kept mine about 5 seconds, blocked it up, broke it up, inserted other stuff like Admiral Hubris or whatever. Shut them up. Whatever other stuff I had to bring in just to break up the bots from detecting it, basically, because that's all you really have to do. And yes, it does fall under fair use if it is a paid piece of marketing, like Star Trek Lower Decks, the trailer was. As you could clearly see from any of my videos, when you actually go to the Lower Decks trailer, you have so many views. You had about 250,000 views, and I think I put it up in my stories too, so if you guys check out my YouTube story. It was 4,100 down, 3,000 up, so you had about less than 10,000 people actually interacting with this, because I'm throwing in about 2,000 comments as well. So you had about less than 10,000 interactions on a video that had 300,000 views. What does that tell me? Well, that tells me that this was running as an ad before people's videos talking about Star Trek Lower Decks. And you guys have told me that too. So you're getting this as an advertisement and then they're still blocking their commercial. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am MikaRandom42, and I'll see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye! We are Starfleet's a hate group.